Oos. Oh, this is such a weird video. I feel like I'm doing an apology video. Do you know what apology videos are on YouTube? I'm just gonna cut to the chase and then I'll explain. I'm officially pulling out of the KSI versus Logan Paul 2 undercard against Josh Bruckner. It pains me to say, I'm actually thinking about changing my mind as I'm saying it. This is the first fight I've ever pulled out of. First, let me explain the injury and what training has been like and why I feel like, why I have to pull out of this fight. A few weeks ago, I was playing a semi-pro football game, and as you know, I'm a quarterback. During one of the plays, I threw it, I'm a lefty, and I got hit by a blitzing linebacker, and my ribs got hurt pretty bad during the game. I was able to finish the game, but it was a pretty hard hit, and I had trouble breathing and playing the game. I knew something was messed up with my ribs. So after the game's over, you know, the ride back from the bus, I can't sit up, I'm having trouble breathing. I don't know if I got like cracked ribs or fractured ribs or whatever, if they're just bruised. But I just figured, you know, I'm gonna ice them, I'm gonna go. There's been a few of my fights where I've had injuries, like my amateur kickboxing fights or my MMA fights where I've had like an issue with my meniscus and I couldn't kick at all with my left leg, or an issue with my right foot in sparring. It's normal, like, you know, those bumps and bruises, or maybe even like a slight fracture somewhere that I've just said no, and not even thought twice that I'm still gonna go out there and compete, even if you're a little impaired. That's kind of normal. Everyone's kind of always impaired when they go and fight. But this one was just different. I thought I'm gonna rest it, so I'm not gonna do any sparring. I'm just gonna, you know, do some shadow boxing and mitt work and bag work and try to rest. And, you know, it got to the point where like jump rope became like almost impossible because just the bouncing and like lifting my arms. I could shadow box and punch, but after I would finish my rounds, my ribs would just, you know, be hurting. But I just felt like, you know, I'd give myself 2 weeks, then I can do some sparring. They should get better, because I figured rib injury, you know, give yourself a couple weeks, you'll be good to go. And, you know, I didn't even think of it like interrupting the fight. I just thought, it may be a little sore, you know, but I'll be game, because I'm always game. They didn't really get too much better, but some days they feel better than others. I don't know. It was kind of like an up and down situation. The ribs were kind of up and down in terms of like pain level. Sometimes they would hurt, sometimes they wouldn't. But sleeping was always difficult, like getting up, like, you know, sharp pains and stuff like that. And the breathing thing was hard. So when I'm doing my cardio, it became hard to breathe. When I went to breathe deeply, it was just being a pain. So I put off the sparring. Last week I started to do some sparring, and we did some like head only stuff and, you know, staying away from the body. But I knew that, like, okay, if I'm gonna fight, I have to do sparring. I can't be walking into this fight cold with no sparring, because I haven't been sparring prior to this either. I mean, the last fight I had in Dubai, the only sparring that you see from my YouTube channel where I sparred Rashidi, that was the only sparring that I had done, just because I didn't think I had a fight coming up or whatever. So I picked up my sparring, and it was just terrible. Any shot that went off my arm or to my body would just be a lot of pain, and throughout the entire sparring match, all I was thinking about is my ribs. So when I'm sparring my guys on my team, and, you know, they would try not to hit to my body and try to be lax so it's bouncing off my arms and stuff, but just me mentally, all I'm thinking about is my ribs. And then my breathing, obviously, if you have a rib injury, I couldn't breathe throughout the round, so it was just became very difficult. Because the thing was, I was sparring in preparation to go train with JJ in Vegas, which I just came from, and my sparring with him, even then, I was just thinking about my ribs the whole time, and I wasn't be able to be as effective as I usually am, and I became very impaired. I've never been this impaired before. I've had, you know, sprained ankle, I've had hurt knee, you know, knuckles bruised, you know, sore hand or whatever, but for some reason those are just easier to work through. This is one that, like, to be honest straight up, if I were to, you know, agree to this fight and fight, if I took any shot to the body, like any clean shot that lands to the body, I'd be done. So it would be like, I mean, technically I could fight, but it wouldn't be like a real competition. The chances of me winning would be highly diminished, and I would be like afraid to be hit the whole time. I would just be, you know, moving away and not wanting to engage. It wouldn't be a great fight, and it would be unfair to Josh and the community and the fan base, and to DAZN for me to do that. This is the part that is the hardest for me the most, like Josh Bruckner, like my opponent. I know he's been training, and this is obviously a huge opportunity for him, and it stinks for me because it's a huge opportunity for me. I don't want to pull out from this. This isn't like a regular fight where you just like, oh, I can just go to the next one. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I've been really thinking about it, but it's the smartest thing to do for me, like in my health, because I wouldn't be really able to compete. So it's not even about like winning and losing. I wouldn't even be able to perform very well, and I wouldn't even be able to really train, because they're worse now than they were the first time I got injured, so a couple weeks ago. So my training would be impaired. So it would be an ugly situation. So it's not even me trying to like protect myself for a win or anything like that, because I'm not even like that. You guys know if you watch my channel, I just want to go out there and perform and put on a show, and it's just been stressing me out. Like when I sparred, you know, with my guys and stuff and my team, and I'm all I can consuming me is my ribs, and it's just hurting for me to take a step and move. Just even when I'm throwing a punch, I'm just like, this is so annoying. It's just not the same if it was like a lower body injury or like even a hand injury, to be honest. This is just like a terrible situation, and I feel bad. Again, like I said to Josh, I really apologize. I mean, I've been waiting to tell him. At this point, when the video's up, I've already told him. So I'm very sorry to him and to the, you know, his fan base. I hope that this can be pushed onto another undercard, and you know, I can recover, and then we can have our rematch. Or if they don't allow it, with some sort of content, so we can kind of, you know, answer the question between Josh and Sensei. I mean, I'm not sure if he even wants to at this point, but I feel really bad. I've never pulled out of a fight. I've never agreed to a fight and then backed out. So this is new territory for me. So it's not good at all. And even having to tell you guys is really weird and unique. So this is just overall, I've been dreading making this video, but I have to. I can't make people wait. I can't make the zone and everybody wait. I made this decision yesterday with my team and my people, my family. So now I'm telling you guys, and by the time this is up, everyone else already knows as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna actually recover and focus on that, and just go from there. Just make sure I do the best to recover, and then I don't know what lies next because I don't have any information. So maybe on my next video, or you guys will hear from it from Instagram or Twitter. I don't know. We'll go from there. So again, I'm sorry to DAZN. I'm sorry to Liam from OP Talent, you know, who reached out to me to make this happen. I'm sorry to the fans. I'm sorry to Josh that you get to miss out on this opportunity. Unless they can find you somebody else. I don't know. I just, you know, hope that this is all gets positive from here, and I will be back in some form of manner. But I'm gonna go recover and then go from there. All right. Oos.